Our first meeting of today is a cabinet meeting with the governor and the Florida cabinet to accept a ceremonial resolution for Women's History Month.
Yes, thank you, Governor. In February of 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued the first presidential proclamation declaring the week of March the 8th, 1980 as National Women's History Week. In 1987, Congress declared March as National Women's History Month in perpetuity. In 1991, our Florida Legislature established the office of the Attorney General, a Florida Commission on the Status of Women, to study the changing and developing roles of women in American society. We have here today to accept the resolution that commission's chair, Karen Hoffman, as well as our new representative, Jenna Persons-Mullica. Women's History Month recognizes and spreads awareness of the importance of women in the history of the United States. Whether that's in the home, their workplace, school, the courts, or in wartime, women have made meaningful contributions to the nation and this great state. Women have led efforts to secure voting rights and equal opportunity for women, and also served in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the civil rights movements, and other causes, creating a more fair and just society for all. We are so proud to declare this as Women's History Month in the state of Florida, and Governor, I would move the resolution.
Okay, resolution's approved, right? Yep. All right, you want to say anything?
Yes, thank you,
Not
Governor.
to put you on the spot.
Thank you, Attorney General Moody. You're just a phenomenal example of a woman having statewide office, but being fighting crime as the top cop for Florida and being a phenomenal mother. Governor, you have really made Florida the envy of the nation, and we are so grateful for that. And we're following your lead of lifting people up, and through the commission, lifting women and children and girls up, and we really appreciate your leadership there. I have with us here one of my fellow commissioners, Representative Persons-Mullica. She is just phenomenal. We are also celebrating this year our 30th anniversary as the Florida Commission on the Status of Women, and educating women, celebrating women, and collaborating with organizations to address the issues that are challenging women and girls throughout the state. And one of those collaborations is to bridge the gender gap in STEM studies, and to really encourage women of all the fantastic career pathways available in high-wage, high-demand career fields in STEM. And we're partnering together with the Space Foundation, with Chancellor Henry Mack of the Department of Education, Association of Builders and Contractors of Florida, Southern Region Education Board, and manufacturers throughout the state of Florida to really move that effort to expose the opportunities that are available for women. And lastly, we want to let you know about the LEAD Summit coming up in a couple weeks. We have attendance of we're projecting over 500 that will be in attendance, which is phenomenal, but to encourage women to really succeed well. But we are thrilled to have our Lieutenant Governor speak, our Attorney General speak, and also our Commissioner of Agriculture speak to challenge us. Lastly, Governor, Cabinet, we are so grateful for all that you do for Florida and her residents. We thank you so much for what we do. We are eternally grateful to you and your leadership. Thank you so much for this resolution, and we appreciate everything.
All right, well, thank you.
Are some of those rock star Republican legislators that I have the pleasure of working with in the Florida House, and I wanted to introduce them to all of you here at the LEAD Summit. We have Representative Linda Cheney,
Pinellas County.
Representative Dana Travolsi,
Good morning, St. Lucie County.
and Representative Michelle Saltzman.
Good morning, Escambia, District 1.
And we all have the pleasure of serving our first term, so we're learning this process together and getting to work, and we look forward to showing you more of what a committee looks like, and that's where we're all headed.
Next up, we're going to have House Bill 783 by Representative Persons-Mullica. Representative, you are recognized to present your bill.
Thank you, Chair Byrd, and thank you for scheduling this bill today on today's agenda. Chair, Vice Chair Brannon, Ranking Member Greco, members of the committee, it is a pleasure to be before you today and present House Bill 783, Racketeering of Aquatic and Wild Animal Life. This bill amends the definition of racketeering activity. The trafficking of plant and animals is a multi-billion-dollar international black market trade. And here in Florida, we have organized criminal trafficking enterprises who are profiting in this black market trade, who are stealing and exploiting our natural resources for significant monetary gain. This bill will greatly aid the prosecution of these long-term complex cases to hold accountable those criminal actors who are harming our vital environmental resources for monetary gain. Mr. Chair, members, that is the bill.
Thank you for that explanation, Representative. Members, are there questions on the bill? All right, seeing none. Representative, you are recognized to close on your bill.
Waive closing, Mr. Chair.
Representative Persons Malika, having waived close on her bill. Lindsay, please call the roll on HB 783 and announce the vote.
Representatives Barnaby,
Yes.
Brannon,
Yes.
Busada Cabrera,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Chambliss,
Yes.
Fetterhoff,
Yes.
Gregory, Greco,
Yes.
Haig has been excused, Hart,
Yes. Yes.
Learned,
Yes.
Maney,
Yes.
Rizzo,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Tuck,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Chair Bird.
Yes.
17 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. Chair.
Members show HB 783 reported favorably. Congratulations.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Transportation Committee. We are delighted you're here, and a special welcome to all our wonderful guests and people who want to testify publicly from the Convention Center. And we will go ahead and call the meeting to order. And Marilyn, would you please call the roll?
Chair Harrell,
Here.
Vice Chair Perry, Senator Berman. Present, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and please note for the record that Senator Gaynor is excused from today's meeting. And as we all know, Senators, because of COVID-19 precautions, we have to unfortunately limit access to the Capitol and to these legislative meetings. So although the public can testify from the Donald L. Tucker Leon County Civic Center. And we would ask that those of you who are at the Civic Center, to please fill out your appearance cards and hand them to a member of the sergeant's office, and they will get it to us here. Also want to remind you, perhaps if you didn't get a chance to do that, we will give you an opportunity to do so later on as well. And as time permits, we will allow everyone to testify. Also, and members, we have a full agenda today, and we are actually going to hear, we will have a great bill to hear, and then we will have some presentations, and we're really going to be looking at agency packages today and see what our various agencies are looking at, as well as hearing from our public airports and our seaports.
Welcome to my office on the 14th floor. We'll show you around and we'll take a tour of the 14th floor office suite in a minute. But here we are at our desk in between committee meetings. Today we have 3 committee meetings in which we are hearing and voting on a variety of bills. And in between the meetings, we're here having meetings with constituents, with stakeholders, working on our own bills and moving them through the process, as well as preparing for the remainder of our committees this week and reviewing all the bills that have been filed in the staff analysis. So it is a nonstop job, but a great job, and we're enjoying it.
Live.
Hey, Chairman, thanks as always for your time. We appreciate it. Travis and I've got a number of items that our clients have that are near funding silo. Okay. And I just want to pick out a couple that are kind of near and dear to our hearts. And I think
We are on the 4th floor of the Capitol, which is the epicenter of the legislature.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 68, a bill to be entitled an act relating to public records.
The Senator 37th District, Senator Garcia, is recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senators, Senate Bill 68 is actually the beginning of Senate Bill 70. It addresses the need to protect from public records the personal, identifying, and location information of domestic violence advocates, including current and former staff of domestic violence centers, and information related to their spouse and children. This is a bill, Mr. President.
Thank you. Are there any amendments?
None on the desk, Mr. President.
Is there any debate on the bill? Senator Powell, you're recognized in debate.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Senator Garcia, for bringing this bill forward. What concerns me about the bill, and I'm going to vote for it today because I think it's a step in the right direction, but what does concern me is the fact that if someone is a former employee of a domestic violence center, even if they are former to this day where they've not worked in a domestic violence center since whatever, I think it's retroactive, and if someone does get qualified to be a worker at a domestic violence center and they decide to maybe work a week or two, it's forever, in perpetuity, and I do believe that just goes a little bit too far. I would like to see, I know Senator Brandis also suggested this, maybe some sort of limitation on how long a person can be exempt after they've worked at the domestic violence center. Again, I think it's a really thoughtful and forward-thinking bill, but I do think that by going backwards for people who have not worked in a domestic violence center before this bill and maybe volunteered previously and now will either volunteer, maybe work a week or two, even with the precautions that they have to do the 30 hours, I think it just goes a little bit too far. But again, I will be supporting. I just want you to know that I think it goes a little bit too far. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any additional debate on the bill? Seeing no debate on the bill, additional debate, the Senator of the 37th District, Senator Garcia, you're recognized to close on the bill.
Waive closed.
Thank you. Will the Secretary unlock the board and senators will proceed to vote? Have all senators voted? Lock the board and record the vote.
35 yeas, 3 nays, Mr. President.
Show the bill passes.
COVID-19 has affected all of us around the state, and session is different this year than ever before. We're in our 123rd session of the Florida Legislature, and as you look around, in past years, this room would be full of folks, of lobbyists, of reporters, of visitors, of activists, of friends, of family, and as you look around, the halls are quite empty and quiet this year. However, we're all still listening to constituent concerns and taking phone calls and emails and having multiple Zoom meetings, and we're still here to listen and to serve all Floridians in the great state. But a day in the life of a legislature has never been quite the same as it is this year. That concludes another great day of serving the great citizens of the state of Florida. And as we end this day, we're headed to a rally to end Alzheimer's, which is an issue near and dear to my heart. So thank you all for joining us in the LEAD Summit. It was a pleasure to share my day with you all. And again, thank you. Thank you for all your work, your service, your advocacy, for those in your community and around the state who you care about.
Alzheimer's is a heck of a lot more than just forgetting stuff. To those watching and those here tonight, it's critical that we share our stories with lawmakers. When you're sharing with lawmakers, you can give them facts and figures, but I found our personal stories are most effective in letting them know the reality of this disease. And believe me, they're listening. Most of them have their own personal story with Alzheimer's. Odds are that they know someone, a brother, sister, mother, or another relative or friend suffering with this, for now, incurable disease. Susie died 4 years later at age 57. Our 6 children and I were left to pick up the pieces.